Hey, it's Ben Wise from ZOAR Fitness, and this is the name game. Different kind of announcement today. We got two workouts this weekend, workouts number 25 and number 26. They are to be both done in the same weekend. I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it on the same day, but doing it on back-to-back days, like for example, Friday, Saturday is probably gonna be ideal. So the reason I'm doing this is because the Open is only 3 weeks this year, and there's a distinct possibility that with a 3-week Open, they still do 5 or 6 workouts, like releasing like 2 at a shot, maybe on the weekends or something. We don't know exactly because we have never been here before, but in the event that that does happen, I want us to be prepared for it. So we've seen it before, so it's exactly why I'm doing it this way. I want you to complete the workouts 25 first, and then workout number 26, in that order. They might not be released in order, or like in the ideal order for you, if they actually do that in the Open. However, I will be sure to break that down and say, you know, if you're in this category of person or you're this type of athlete, this is the workout that you want to do first, and this is why. For example, it's a heavy workout, you do that workout first, or so because it's, you know, more of a neurological component, or this workout's gonna be particularly draining, it's more of an engine piece, you're gonna do this second, or this piece could really put you like in a really sore, like high DOM scenario. We're gonna do that workout second. So there's different reasons why I would have you do one first or second. For now, don't worry about that. Do 25 and then do 26, ideally on like a Friday and a Saturday. So that being said, let's get into it. The name game number 25 is 16.3. That is open workout 16.3. So it is a 7-minute AMRAP, 10 power snatch, 75 for males, 55 for females, 3 bar muscle ups. There you go, pretty simple workout. It's a couplet, only 7 minutes, not a super long workout. Let's get into standards. Power snatch. Basically, you had to go from ground to overhead in one smooth motion, so that's what HQ would call it. You cannot squat snatch it, you cannot clean jerk, you can split snatch if that's something that you're into. One last thing on the power snatch, make sure you stand up all the way and lock out before you descend into your next rep. So it's really easy as the bar is really light to maybe not extend your hip the whole way or to not completely lock out your arms. Make sure you're doing that because HQ will hold you to that if they're asking for workouts. Like if you plan on going to quarterfinals, they could very easily derail you from that. So the other one is bar muscle ups. Pretty simple. You have to go from a straight arm hang underneath the bar to being locked out on top of the bar. You can't do anything like fancy, like a rollover to get the top. You have to do a muscle up. And when you're on the top, yes, you have to be stacked over top of it, but then you can never let go of the bar with your hands. That's another thing, like you can't let go and shake it out. You have to hold on the entire time. And it's only 3 reps, so you should be able to do that. Equipment setup, I would just say 90-degree angle. I've said that multiple times, hopefully you start to know what that means by now, but basically gymnastics bar your barbell. So in other words, you can do all your bar muscle ups here, all your power snatches here, and you only have to turn 90 degrees and you don't risk ever falling or slipping off the bar and landing on the barbell. That'd be a really bad scenario. So that's what I say when I say 90 degrees, that's what that means. Workout thoughts. In general, this is a grippy workout. It's power snatches, which are known to be grippy, especially if you're not someone who's really good at reclaiming that hook grip. So that's something that you really need to pay attention to is after a lot of people let go as they extend in their power snatch, make sure you're re-grabbing that hook grip on the way down so you can save that grip as much as possible. Make sure you're chalking your hands. Make sure you tape, like if you tape your thumbs or just chalk your thumbs. Make sure you're not getting like sweat down into your palms, so use like sweatpants or wrist supports, just not super tight so they cut off blood flow, but all that stuff works great. Wear grips so you don't rip your hands. If you do wear grips, think about, am I going to take my fingers out of the holes of the grips every time to be able to grab the bar? Am I just gonna leave it on there and grab? Or am I going to do the thing where you just slap the grip over top of the bar? It's just, you don't need to deal with it at all, or you can spin it around your wrist. There's a bunch of different things you just gotta think about beforehand and see what you like. 7 minutes, it's not a long time. It's a pretty short AMRAP. It is a couplet, which always makes it a little bit more challenging, even in a shorter time duration. The biggest thing here is you just gotta know your bar muscle up capacity, or more accurately, your bar muscle up density. So in other words, how many reps can I sustain over the course of 7 minutes if it was on its own? Maybe like, could I do 3 muscle ups on the minute? If not, obviously that's not a good scenario to try to get 7 rounds. You have to realize that, yeah, there's gonna be some accumulative fatigue, but also like if you can do that and you're pretty proficient at snatching, like you can start to pace that way. So you have to think about, you know, what you can, you know, what density you have and what you know you're capable of, and allow that to dictate your pace across the workout. Last thing I'll say here is, this is another Pat Sherwood quote, break before you are broken. So in other words, you are much better off dropping the bar and then picking it back up and doing 6 and 4, 5 and 5, and saving your grip a little bit and not allowing your heart rate and blood pressure to stay a little bit lower, especially in the first half of the workout. And then if you realize that, oh yeah, you know, my muscle ups are still there, my grip's still okay, I'm gonna start doing the 10 unbroken or something, right? You can always build. It's really hard to regress. It makes it way more challenging on you. So yeah, definitely use like couple rounds to kind of feel it out, see how your triceps, your shoulders are going to feel, because again, especially if you're doing like a muscle snatch variation that's really shoulder intensive, and then you like your press out of your muscle up can get really weak and your grip on the bar might not be super great. So all stuff that you got to think about. However, I would just say kind of go by feel, conservative by feel the first couple rounds, and then really start to get into it from there. Obviously that's dependent upon your capacity. So comments are in the below for the full warm-up. Obviously, everybody else knows where they're at if you're one of my athletes or in the protocol. And if you want a free day or free week of pro, go over to zoarfitness.com/pro-trial. Hope you check it out.